Blockchain Show is a podcast that demystifies cryptocurrencies and distributed ledger technology.
Hello, welcome back. You're listening to The Blockchain Show. I'm your host, Ethan Kinderconnect. And today on the show, we've got Danny Oyekan, the CEO of Dan Holdings. Danny, welcome to The Blockchain Show. How are you?
Fine, thank you. It's nice to catch up with you, Ethan.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. This is going to be cool. I suppose the best way to get started is maybe just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to learn about the blockchain.
Well, I'm a 25-year-old crypto entrepreneur. I learned about crypto and blockchain about 8 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago when I was a kid, and invested more heavily during the 2012-2013 bull run. Lost, and then also watched all the market cycles, boom and bust market cycles over the last 8 years. Generally, from there on, after the 2017 bull run, I left uni to start my own thing and also started investing in startups. So here I am.
So when you were in university, did people know about blockchain or cryptocurrencies, or did you have to seek it out, or how did you kind of find it?
So it was so funny back then. I left university in 2017 during the bull run. I didn't finish, but back then there were only one or two people in the whole of the uni that I could speak to about Bitcoin or crypto. And that's quite astronomical because, they were very up to speed with a lot of things. I went to Australian University in Dubai, to an Australian university in Dubai. Back then, there was limited knowledge of the technology. And it started growing in 2017 when I was about to leave. But about, say, a year before in 2016, there was little to no knowledge of Bitcoin, or better still, blockchain. But at this point in time, I see courses on blockchain in universities, and I'm like, well, you guys didn't have this before. How come you guys started doing this? And so it shows that there's a lot of interest in the technology now, as opposed to 3, 4, 5 years ago when people just say, oh, it's just a scam, or it's just this, it's just that. Now Bitcoin has stood the test of time. That's proven that it is here to stay.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a few people on the show before who do work in Africa, but no one who's actually living in Africa. So tell us what it's like in Nigeria, or I'm not really sure where you're living now.
So it's funny. I'm from Nigeria originally. I don't live there. I have not lived there in the last 6 years. I left for uni in 2014-15, and I've never been back there. I go there to visit my family or visit friends and all that. I have a house there. I still go there from time to time, but we work remotely, and I have an office in Dubai. So we have an office in Dubai. I'm currently in the Caribbean, Barbados, but we're based in the UAE. And a lot of our team is distributed. So we have people in Thailand, Singapore, Jordan, UAE, a lot of countries, Nigeria as well, because we have an operation there, London. And yeah, so currently our team's pretty much distributed.
Cool. Yeah, I guess that's the good part about having a fintech blockchain startup. You don't really have to be in one place. How has the global pandemic affected you, since you guys are already kind of online anyways? Have you seen much of a change in your day-to-day?
No, not at all. So because we already were working remotely before the pandemic even happened, we were able to adapt so fast. There was nothing really that changed. It was just everybody was home. So we couldn't go out, and we couldn't do anything. But aside from that, we didn't see much of a change.
Well, I'm glad that it hasn't really affected your operations too much. So tell us about Dan Holdings. What year was that started, and kind of how did you come to realize, how blockchain and emerging technologies were going to be the future for you?
Well, for us now, what we are focusing on is decentralized applications, Web 3.0, decentralized finance, which is the hot topic in the space right now. I personally think that DeFi's best use case is in Africa, because that's where there's low, like the currencies are not. There's a high inflation rate in the local currencies. People are looking to get out of those currencies. So we just launched Coins app recently, and the spike in usage from, just under a week, we've had so many people trying to buy, trying to move into Bitcoin or a stable coin, and it's been incredible. So from that kind of aspect, you could see the reason why Africa has the largest potential for technologies like ours.
Yeah. A lot of people, we know it's there, but we don't really know what's going on. And not just Africa, but just Asia and in general. So, I mean, this podcast is based in the US. Maybe just give us a little bit of insight into, expand a little bit on kind of these emerging markets, if you would.
Essentially, there are 2 or 3 ways in which the emerging markets are going to benefit from crypto and blockchain technologies. And the reason why is because, first of all, it's going to reduce the cost of remittances from the Western world or the Arab countries to Southeast Asia or Africa. And secondly, it's also going to reduce the friction. Makes it easier. No one needs to go out to a brick and mortar store to go receive money. Thirdly, they can receive their money and keep it in US dollars and just convert to their local currency when they need to. So people will generally adopt these technologies faster because they have multiple reasons to. And I'm already seeing that. If for example, if I want to store, I'll give you a very good straightforward example. If I want to store Naira, which is the local currency of Nigeria, if I have, for example, $5,000 in Naira, and I have that money there, the next day it's possible that my $5,000 is $4,500. So if I convert that money to Naira, but if my money is in dollars, it's still going to stay the same. So that's one huge use case in emerging markets like that, where the currencies are always volatile.
Yeah. Some people, that's kind of the argument against Bitcoin and other cryptos, is just the volatility, and that not everyone is going to know or have the ability to withstand the risk. But, we've seen throughout, the short history of cryptocurrencies that sometimes it's better to take that volatility than, say, like a country's, national currency. And not just, small countries, like the US dollar is having problems too. So
yeah, exactly. And you could see the spike over the last week, over like about 10-15%. And, there was a crash 2 days ago, but still, we're back up again. So, I mean, it won't take so much time before start to see a spike.
Yeah. And, education is really important. It's continually evolving. So what are some good ways people listening who maybe are in a remote country can help themselves learn about how to get involved with this new technology that could potentially, help them out?
Well, there are lots of ways. I'd say the first thing to do is always do your own research. Buy Bitcoin or stable coin, or look for the best project you feel has a lot of utility and value. I love the value proposition, and what I like about this, I believe there's a bull run incoming, and what I like about this bull run is, as opposed to 2016, 2017, and 2013. 2013 bull run was about the proof of work or altcoins. That's where Litecoin came about and all of them. 2017 was about the ICO, the ICO reign. I think this one is about DeFi and oracles and the projects that really matter. That's what I like about this one. I could see actual projects being given birth to, as opposed to 2017, where you could just put your money in one ICO, the money gets out, everybody starts to complain. There were so many scams, just like any nascent industry, any new industry, there's always going to be things like that until the industry matures. And I can see some level of maturity now, as opposed to what I used to see back then. So that's one thing I'm really happy about. And emerging markets are not the only kind of top kind of focuses we have. We also have a social messenger that's decentralized, and we also have a social network, a decentralized social network that we are currently building. The social messenger is going to be out later this month, and it's going to be interoperable with our social payments app, Coins app, which is going to also, it's going to be integrated with the social messenger, the social network, and social payments app are going to all be interoperable. So they're all standalone applications, but they also are interoperable. And you can buy Bitcoin, you can sell Bitcoin, you can make payments. So not only are we looking at people trying to purchase or get into crypto, also looking at people essentially using crypto in their daily lives, like using it to pay for meal tickets, using it to load top up their phones, living on crypto.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. That's something that I always try to imagine. And you would think living somewhere like, here in California, like in the Los Angeles area, it would be easy to find places to use cryptocurrencies, but still you got to really, dig deep to find places that will accept it. So you got to go through these different applications to convert the money or find a Bitcoin ATM or something like that. It's not quite there yet, even though we're close.
That's what we're trying to bring up in multiple markets. Even at some point, at some stage, we will look into the US market and see how we can make that a reality.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. Yeah, so cool. So you were talking about the Coins app, and I assume that's kind of like, is that the way that people can get access to digital currencies?
Yes. So it's I'll say Coins app is the gateway crypto. It's a social payments application for both for fiat backed stable coins and cryptocurrencies, and it allows for peer-to-peer payments within individual people. So as long as you're a verified user, you could just come on and load up your wallet, send money, and the very good use case about this is cross-border remittances, cross-border top-ups. For example, I'm in Minnesota or California right now, and I want to send money to somewhere in Philippines. I'm Filipino. I'm going to load up my wallet and just send the money to my aunt in Philippines without having any friction. I don't need to go drive to the store to go send the money or have to even withdraw from the ATM and then go to the Western Union and then send the money. I don't need all that. That's one big use case. If you really want to look at the potential, you need to look at the emerging markets, not even really the developed markets, because that's where the actual impact is being felt.
Right. I think I don't know where I heard this, but somewhere in parts of Africa, they just set up cell phone towers and they avoid the whole hassle of having to wire up the internet. So a lot of people are already on mobile devices. So the people making, apps for cell phones are ahead of the game because it's just that much easier for people to access it.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. So there's a lot of mobile adoption in Africa, and there's a lot of mobile money services already as well. So it's something that where we integrate with mobile money services to get the fiat onboarded. So that's also a very big use case for us.
Cool. Yeah. Was the social app, was it called Telechat?
Yeah, the social messenger is Telechat. The social network is not yet out. It's still something we kind of have on other apps. But at the moment, I'd say in about 3 months it should be out. Reason being, we have a lot of other projects. We also have a crypto exchange launching in August, maybe about 3-4 weeks from now. It's called BlockFinex. So all these things are coming out in parallel and all at the same time. So it's kind of a lot of work for us, even though we have a team that accommodates everything. We just want to make sure that we are coming out strategically.
Yeah. Wow. Well, good work, man. It's got to be a challenge being spread out all across the world. How are you doing so well at, organizing teams and making sure all this gets developed?
I think the key thing is the first, when we started, we're able to devise how to grow. And because I'm just here right now, but I was in the UAE all along. So we kind of have the closeness to our time zones. So we could stick together and actually just plan out our strategy for the next 6, 12, 18, 24 months. And we just stick by it. We don't change anything. We don't, once we say we're going to do something, even if something new comes up, we review it extensively before we even decide to add it or whatnot. So I think that's been very key, not deviating from one's goals. I think it's something.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, that's a good perspective there. So in addition to all the things you've told us already, I know that, your company is one of only 2 in Africa that offers stable coins pegged to the local African currencies. So for anybody listening who's not familiar with stable coins, it's been a little while since we talked about them. How are you able to offer stable coins pegged to local currencies?
So what we essentially do is we have we have the same value of that fiat currency in the bank. We have it custodied in the bank, and then we do monthly audit reports to show that money is actually there. And we have it on Ethereum, ERC20. We have the ERC20. It's called NGN coin. The ticker is NGNN. And we basically represent that digital asset with the money that's actually in the bank.
Very good. So for anybody who's listening that would like to, get involved or learn more, where can they go if they're, on the internet?
So they could go to any of our websites, coins.app. That's Coins App's website. We have a dollar stable coin launching soon. It's called Dollar Coin. The website for that is dollarcoin.org. We have Coins.app, ngncoin.org, blockfinex.com soon. We also have telechat.com, Telechat. So you can go to any of these websites and learn about our projects.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I'm curious to learn a little bit more about Dubai and kind of the blockchain scene there. I don't know what it's like where you are, because here everyone's still freaking out and locked down and wearing masks. But are you able to get out and interact with people? And if so?
Well, I'm currently in Barbados. It's not bad, but there's not much to do either. I'm just using this to take some time off. But in Dubai, generally, and going back to your question about what the blockchain space is like, the blockchain space is quite interesting over there. There's not so many players. It's maturing now, as opposed to when I first started, when I first left uni. And the beauty of it is the reason why I really love Dubai and its blockchain space is because it gives you access to see a different side of the world. So the reason why I really understood and got to know a lot about the remittance markets is because I live in Dubai, and 90% of the people that live in the city of Dubai are expats. So they all send money back home, right? So because of that, I'm able to see how people live their daily lives on remittances, and even some of my colleagues have to send money back home. So I know where they're sending money to, countries like India, Pakistan, Philippines. India, Pakistan, Philippines are kind of the largest in the Middle East, and Nepal, Indonesia. That's where I was able to see the real utility in full force. So essentially, I think that markets like that have the long-term potential to grow for not just cryptocurrencies, but for digital payments and whatnot.
Yeah, I wasn't really familiar with that term, remittance. I think here they pronounce it a little differently.
Yeah, so remittance is basically what you call your you send in money on Western Union or MoneyGram. It's just it's just a different name, I guess. And the Middle East market is quite huge for remittances. Even just across the across the UAE, about $42 billion is sent back home per annum. And across the Middle East, about 135 billion. And the UAE and Saudi Arabia are the biggest markets.
Wow. It's a pain to use Western Union. I've done that a couple of times, and I just it's so old school, man, archaic.
Yeah, very archaic. We're here to change that.
Right on. Yeah, I think I'm not sure because my mom was from Scotland, so my words are all messed up. I think they could call it remittance here.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so it's just sending money and
just send money back home.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that come up from Mexico and work in migrant workers, and they lose a lot of money, man. In the transfer.
So they lose about, like, depending on, especially Africa. Africa is terrible because they lose about 10% on an average. In Southeast Asia, it's still a little bit better. But in Africa, it's worse. Like the rates are astronomical. So we are giving them the opportunity to earn more money by just having their family send them money back home, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's yeah, and I mean comparatively, like the fees of cryptocurrencies, and I'm not sure what you guys. I mean, I assume that like it's a business, so you have to have like some fees built in, but it's got to be like so small compared to.
We literally don't have fees right now. What we essentially do is how we make money is through the exchange rates. Maybe in the future we might incorporate fees, but they'll be super low. But for right now, we don't have fees. We only just make money through the exchange rates, buying and sell, demand and supply. That's all.
And most people using the apps, they're not really going to feel that, right? It's just kind of.
Yeah, I mean, compared to Western Union, I'll give you, it's like 20% down what you're going to receive in Western Union compared to what you receive when you send the money through our app. So I don't think it's a wise decision for anybody to use those traditional systems or channels.
No, you're right. It's time. I mean, even sometimes if somebody has like a traditional bank, a debit card, and they want to buy something out of the country, sometimes they'll get charged a foreign fee, which doesn't make any sense to me. It just seems...
Yeah, exactly. Like that happens to me very regularly. But it's something that they always do. Like they always want to make money from every little corner. Right.
It kind of reminds me of having to pay for long distance phone calls. It's like, really?
Exactly. It's exactly like that. And what we are doing is bringing everybody back together.
Right on, man. I value the work that you're doing for people. I mean, it's impressive. You're only 25 years old and you've already been able to accomplish so much. Where do you see yourself in another 5 years?
Tough one, but for me right now, my priority is to grow the company, make sure that everything works as successfully planned, getting more and more users, because that's where the real utility is being derived. And, also watch the price of Bitcoin bump.
Yeah.
So, I think as we move away, we move more away from traditional currencies, price of cryptocurrencies are going to continue growing. And that's just the reality of it.
Yeah. Do you think that's in part just because there's so many people that have not yet joined the movement, for lack of a better term?
Yeah. So what part of the work I'm doing, my offline work, is trying to get people into crypto and really understand what it is about, not just into crypto, but understanding what it is about the dollar has crashed. Okay, fine. So how are you going to hedge yourself from the risks? So those are the things that like all my friends. I'm trying to get a lot of people into crypto, and it's quite a task. But over some time, we'll be able to achieve that.
Yeah, I think about that a lot too, because I have some friends that are interested in it. Even some people I talk to on the show, it's like, how much are you in? Like, are you still using fiat currencies mostly, or are you kind of like transitioning? And it seems like some people are like, they talk about it a lot, but they don't really use it. I don't want to like be rude to some people, but I want to say like, how, like, are you actually walking the walk?
For me, I'll say I'm 98% in crypto. So I literally do not. I've been living on crypto for the past how many years? I literally do not really use fiat. I only have to sell crypto to buy fiat when I need it. That's how I live my day-to-day life.
Wow, man, that's impressive. And I apologize. I wasn't referring to you. I assumed that you were.
No,
so.
I know. I'm just telling you. So if I'm able to do that, then people should be able to. And for me, it's so funny because I doubled up in crypto in 2015-16 because of a different reason. In 2015-2016, there was a problem in my country where there was a recession and the currency fell about 22%. So at that time, I had to really fully live in on crypto. And from then on, I've not changed. I've not looked back ever since. And there's another one happening now. And the reason why I don't even realize it's happening is because of crypto.
Yeah. Wow. That's incredible, man. I worry about that sometimes because here they're Congress is passing these like stimulus packages and they're like basically printing trillions of dollars and that can't be good. So and I wonder how many people are getting these checks and just buying crypto right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might be a good move. I don't know. I'm not giving advice or anything.
No, I mean it's not investment advice, but it's just something that should be. I know it's happening, so yeah.
Right, and I kind of like looking forward for my family. My children are very young, but I was looking into, starting to save money for them, and I was really thinking about it. And it's like, do I want to go through these old markets that, historically a lot of people have done well, but we're in uncharted territory, or do I want to try to look? You know what I mean?
I think my personal view is that a lot of each is good, but look more into the digital currencies of the future. One other thing I'm trying to do soon, when we maybe about 2-3 months time, is have a gold-backed stablecoin launched. So just because also you can see that gold stands the test of time. Gold has always stood the test of time. Gold is still the best hedge against inflation, and gold and Bitcoin together they will be something else. And you could see even from the recent weeks that the only two assets that have really shown that they can prove the test of time is Bitcoin and gold. So I also want to create a stable version of a gold backed cryptocurrency, and also give that access to millions of our users in the future. So
that's awesome, man. I love that. Every time I get a chance to learn about some of these companies doing that, I always have them on the show because that's just something that fascinates me. It's like the best of both worlds, really.
Yeah.
Sometimes I tell people I like gold. It's like they think I'm crazy, but I don't own any gold. I just, I want to get to the point when I can. But if you look at people who are actually, wealthy, or they're going to have gold. Whether it's like in a safe somewhere with all their like guns and other, like end of the world scenario supplies, they're going to have like some gold coins or some gold somewhere. It's just, it's like you said it. It's stood the test of time. You know, it's kind of how we got money in the first place.
And the main reason why people stopped using gold was because it's heavy to carry, it's not durable, and all that. So when we have a digital version of that, then all that is taken away, because the reason why we're having all these fiat currency problems is because people are printing money and they continue printing the money. So I see the economy collapsing. I see that I see that this pumping of money being the catalyst for digital currencies to grow. That's just my honest opinion.
Yeah, I think you're right. It would be kind of ironic that if all this pumping was really just kind of, you know, fueling the new crypto movement in the back end.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, cool, man. Yeah, well, I've really enjoyed talking to you. I know we could talk for a long time, but I gotta let you go. Maybe just give us some closing thoughts and tell people, you know, the best way to get involved.
Yeah, the best way to get involved in crypto generally is by, you know, doing your research, going on exchange, or, you know, even Coins app is going to be available to users in the US as well soon. So you could buy crypto, you could learn. We are also going to be having educational programs soon. So you could just learn about crypto and the reinvention of money. Awesome.
Well, very good. Danny, thank you so much for coming on the Blockchain Show. It's been a real pleasure talking to you today.
Thank you, Ethan. It was lovely speaking to you as well.